Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me? I'm outside on my hostel rooftop right now. There's a pool. It's quite lovely, but it's quite windy where I am. So you can hear? You can hear. Good. Okay, I put my headphones in because like there's music going on in the background and stuff. How are you all? It's quite a stressful time in the world right now. I know that, and the purpose of this live stream, my first ever live stream, is that I just wanted to give you an update of my situation right now and what my plans are logistically, because as I know, everyone's travel plans are changing right now. It's manic. I've never seen the world like this. But before we start, I just want to say this, I don't want this to be like any panicky vibes whatsoever, purely positive vibes moving forward. I know I've Leah moderating in the comments, so if there's anyone like panicking or anything, she's gonna get rid of your comment probably. Yeah. Oh my God, where do I even start? Where do I start with this? I actually have notes. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, that was the other thing I was going to say. Please don't ask me for any corona advice. I am in no way an expert. This is not giving corona advice. I'm not here to help you with your plans. I'm just here to share with you what my plans are now, given all of the information that we've been given. If you would like some official information on coronavirus, go onto the World Health Organization, or I've been using like gov.uk to find out information about what's happening in the UK and things like this. Please don't ask here. I don't know, and I'm pretty sure most people in the comments don't know either. So let's talk first about my original plan. So if you've been following for a while, you may know I'm in Colombia right now. I've been here for 3 months, and my plan, my original plan, hi everyone, by the way, I'm seeing your comments coming in. But I'm just going to carry on with my story. So my original plan was to spend 3 months in Colombia and then 1 month in Ecuador and then go home. And that was going to be my trip. And the thing is, I had that plan for a few weeks, but I changed my plan quite quickly, and I knew I would. This is why I only book a one-way flight, because I know I change my mind all the time. So about 6 weeks ago, I decided, do you know what? I'm actually not so bothered about Ecuador anymore. I want to travel to El Salvador. And I created this whole new plan where I was gonna, at the end of my time in Colombia, sail to Panama, from Cartagena to Panama. And then I was going to fly from Panama City to El Salvador. And then I was going to travel quickly up through Guatemala to Mexico. And then I was going to fly home from Mexico. This was my legit plan up until 4 days ago. And I went to the desert and I had no service, no Wi-Fi, no battery. And I came back and I was like, oh, okay, the situation in the world has changed a lot. And like many of you who are having to like cancel your plans right now and like not go on your trips, I know it's disappointing, but it's happening to all of us. And of course it is happening to me as well. So the main reasons I'm concerned with that, with my new plan. So first of all, El Salvador has closed its borders for 30 days at least. So I'm not going there. I've heard there's been some issues with the San Blas Islands as well, like issues with like sleeping on the islands. And so I think that's just going to be a new go. Hi from the Netherlands. Hello, Kimberly. Greetings from Canada. Hello, Willie from Canada. Well, I am seeing all your comments coming in, by the way, but I know that if I keep reading them, that I'm going to get really distracted and telling you like my update. Okay, So let's carry on. So I can't go to El Salvador, at least in the next 30 days. But like, who's to say that they're not going to extend that as well? But also my concerns with carrying on with this plan that I had is that it's just a really bad time in the world to be traveling right now. For my health and for everyone else's, like you're seeing what's happening in the UK and in Spain and in Italy and in everywhere that side of the world, where like I personally haven't seen the effects of coronavirus in Colombia where I am right now, but it's gonna come, and it's really not wise for me to carry on traveling right now. And as you know, what I just said is that I was planning on leaving Colombia in 1 week, less than a week. So let's talk about the good news. The good news is that I work online and I can continue earning my income abroad. I'm so grateful to be in this position because it means that financially I'm not affected too much with big changes of plan. The other good news is that I have already extended my Colombian visa. If you follow me on Instagram, you may already know this. So I'm actually able to stay in Colombia until June if I want to, which gives me a lot more flexibility, because otherwise I would have had to leave. Hi, Mum. Hi from Mum in Woking. Everyone say hi to my mum. I just got off the phone with her as well. Yeah, I would have had to leave on the 12th of March, 2 days ago, had I not extended my Colombian visa. So I'm feeling very grateful. That's good news that I don't feel pressure to leave Colombia right now. Okay, so now I'm going to tell you about the position I'm in right now currently. I am in a city called Riohacha, which is in the northeast of Colombia. And it's not a very popular tour. Hi, Mum. Hi, Banana Mum. Yes, Mum. Look how much love you have. So in Riohacha, it's in the northeast of Colombia. It's not a big touristy destination whatsoever, but actually just in here because it's the gateway to a desert, which I've been exploring for the past few days. And I feel super, super safe here. The hostel that I'm in right now is friggin' great. It costs like less than £6 a night for my dorm room. And in my dorm room, I have a curtain. I have my ensuite with like 3 showers. And there's this rooftop pool. There's free breakfast. The Wi-Fi actually works. The sound is cutting. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what to do about that, Mohammed. Oh my God, I can't concentrate on more than one thing at once. I can't like talk and read, so this is really hard for me. Oh, the irony of the Wi-Fi. Oh, did it cut out? Is that what happened? The Wi-Fi actually works, freezes. Oh, okay. All right. Sorry about that. I hope that it's back to normal now. The Wi-Fi works, it immediately stops working. Is it working? Are you still here? The comments are still coming through for me, so I'm not too sure when it cuts out. It cut when you moved your laptop. Okay, I shall not. Thank you, Matthew. I shall not move my laptop. So, yeah, I'm very comfortable here, which I'm really, really grateful for. And what do I do? So, I don't want to go home. Sorry, Mum. I'm not ready to go home. Also, the situation in the UK right now is currently worse than what it is in Colombia. We still have everything on our supermarket shelves. No one is panicking, at least not in Riohacha. And I'm just not ready. I'm not ready to go home yet. I could like carry on with my trip, but like go somewhere else other than El Salvador. But the problem with that is that their policies could also change. Like everything can change in a day. And so it's just, oh, frozen. Okay. Frozen bananas. No, it's okay now. Okay. All right. We're back. Okay. It just doesn't seem smart for me to travel anywhere right now. I don't know what policies are going to be changing like tomorrow, you know? So with that in mind, I think what I'm going to do is stay in Colombia for at least another month, but basically just going to play everything by ear. I'm not going to travel around. Luckily, I'm pretty much at the end of my trip anyway. There's not much more that I really feel like I need to do. So I'm going to lie low somewhere for a month. Maybe I'll stay in Riohacha. Maybe I'll go to Cali. The thing is, I'm really wanting to be like positive about this. What positives can I take from this? How can I be productive? How can I make the most of my time? I think long run, work towards your goals. I feel like we can all be doing, even if we're stuck at home, there's always something that we can be doing that can better ourselves and make things better for the future. So with that in mind, I think if I'm going to stay in Colombia for another month, but lie low and not really travel around at all, Sandra Kid, you've got it right. Work on your Spanish. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I think what I'm going to do is either join another Spanish school or have like private tutoring. So I'm going to look into that in Riohacha, or perhaps I'm going to go back to Cali where I could actually join a Spanish school. But yeah, just do that for a few more weeks, because although my Spanish has improved a lot in the last 3 months, I still have a long way to go, and I struggle to have like actual conversations with people. Like my Spanish is still very much a case of like I can converse what I need to and tell people about myself and what I need to, but if we're going to have any kind of in-depth conversation, like no, that's just a no-go. So I'd really like to work on my Spanish while still here in Colombia vlogs, because there's so many that I filmed and I have not edited yet. They will be coming a lot faster, and you'll be seeing what I've been getting up to for the past 2 months. And I hope that's something positive for you guys as well, just as a distraction from whatever's going on in your life. Hi from Slovakia. Hello to Slovakia. Hope you're all well. What else was I gonna say? So yeah, I was thinking about Medellin as well, because if you've seen the latest vlog, Medellin is a great place to work online. But my reservations with Medellin are it's a lot more expensive than somewhere like Cali or Riohacha. Like I would be paying like triple the amount in the dorm room for something that's the same quality as what I'm paying for here. And obviously, I'm always wanting to watch my finances, despite the fact that I work online. Like it's important to keep the cost down low. I'm going to be here. Something that is not off the cards is flying back home to the UK. I was literally just chatting with my mum like 1 hour ago, and yeah, like maybe, you know, at some point it will be good for me to go home, maybe earlier than I think, maybe not. Basically, the consensus is that I am just playing everything by ear. I will keep an eye on World Health Organization, gov.uk, the rate of coronavirus growing, especially in Colombia, day by day, week by week. Luckily, the flights back home to England are really cheap at the moment with Avianca. It's like under £300 for a one-way. The other thing about staying in Colombia is actually the exchange rate has got phenomenal for UK people. Literally since I've got here, like the change has been incredible, and like I've been getting so much more for my money, so that's positive. I was also going to tell you about backpackingsolo.shop. So many of you may know I started a clothing line at the end of last year, which I'm so excited about. I don't have my bum bag on me right now, but yeah, we've got some incredible travel products already out there. And the plan for earlier on this year was I was being sent samples of new products, completely bespoke items of clothing which I've created, and I'm so freaking excited about. The second samples were supposed to be getting sent to me in Colombia. However, I think they've got lost in the post. They were supposed to arrive mid-January. Apparently, like, we've been tracking it, and like it like seemingly got lost in the post, but then apparently it arrived in Bogota, but it's supposed to arrive in Medellin. Yeah, I mean, it's all really disappointing. And so unfortunately, just the whole process of moving forward with Backpacking Solo Shop right now is kind of been put to a halt, which is frustrating, but it is what it is. And, you know, I think the whole world is being put on hold right now because of coronavirus anyway. So I hope that when I get home, we can sort things out, and things will be moving forward with backpackingsolo.shop. And it's not the end, basically. I'm sorry that there's been such a delay with new products, and I haven't really spoken about it at all. But you can still get your hands on bum bags and the towels and the t-shirts and the crop tops if you want. Yeah, I think that's kind of everything that I wanted to currently update you on. I hope that you are all keeping well in a time where the world is very scary and we've never seen it like this. I think we all just have to kind of accept that our plans will not go to plan. We are going to have to make changes. We are going to be disappointed. But all we can do is look after our health as much as possible and look at the positives. Whatever situation you're in right now, really look at the positives. Okay, how can this situation that I'm in right now benefit me? Yeah, so I hope, yeah, I hope you're all staying positive and things aren't going too terrible for you, but just know that everyone in the world is, I guess, suffering right now. If you work in medical NHS, or you're a nurse or a doctor, I just want to say thank you so much. Or even if you work in a supermarket, I've heard how hard the supermarket workers are working right now. And I just want to say from me in Colombia that I am so grateful for you for everything that you do. And please remain positive, and please remember to be kind to the people who are working really, really hard at this time to fix the world right now. If you want to ask questions now, I'm going to dedicate this time to answering a few questions that you're writing in the live chat. My shop is insanely busy, I bet. If you are Christian, read Psalm 91. This is what the world needs to hear in such a time. Okay. Where do you think the best place to live and teach English would be? I don't know. I've got honestly no idea. I've never taught English before. Maybe you could also do some Yeah, Kimberly says maybe you could also do some volunteering. I could. I need to look into that. I don't know what volunteering I could do here. I'm sure there's a lot to keep me busy, and then I can also be doing my work online as well, editing, making sure that these videos are still coming out. Sorry, I won't stop singing right now. You don't want to hear that. Oh, Zarjet says, I hope you can include swimsuits in your merch. That would be so cool. I would love to release swimwear one day with backpackingsolo.shop, but I think that's a long time in the distance. There's many products which like I have as a priority, and like I have them so strong in my head and I want to create them so bad. But yes, maybe in the future swimwear would be really, really cool. All the mail and shipping routes have been disrupted because of Corona. Hopefully things will improve soon. Yeah, I mean, it completely makes sense, doesn't it? Did you visit Cartagena and Tirona? Yes, I have visited both of those. I actually visited Tirona on the day it opened, so they close it for a month in February, and I visited on March the 1st, and I queued 4 hours in the queue to get in because Colombian organization is just non-existent, but I did get in and it was beautiful. Apparently they've actually just closed Tirona Park again though, given the new news. Like literally as of today, they've closed Tirona Park for another month. Hi from Sydney, hi from Wales, hi from Scottish Highlands. Hello, everybody. I'm so sorry. I am the world's slowest reader. I literally, I don't read, and so this is quite hard for me. I'm getting there. Where do you find quiet places to record when traveling? It's not easy. Like even now on the rooftop, even though they're private, I will book myself into a private room. Yeah, that's normally just like the easiest and quickest solution, even though it's not the cheapest, because yeah, it's not always easy to find somewhere that's just like quiet to record while traveling. How affordable has Colombia been in terms of getting around domestically? Very affordable. I have not taken any internal flights. That was something that I kind of purposefully was like, I really want to reduce the amount of flights I'm taking, and I don't want to take any internal ones. I've been taking buses everywhere. And if it's like a long distance journey, I take a night bus, and it's been great. Like I've been getting around really, really well. It's fairly cheap as well. So I'd say like a typical price for a night bus is normally like, I don't know, somewhere between 15 and 20 pounds for like, could be 10 to 12 hour journey. If that gives you a good estimation of what it's like. But no, Colombia has been very affordable. I was way over budget in my first few weeks, just because I went a bit like wild with spending, especially on like food and drink. It's so easy to spend too much money on food and drink, isn't it? Like you just get enticed with the nice looking restaurants and the cocktails. And also I did like my Spanish school and my homestay, and all of that was like more expensive than what I would usually be spending, and my salsa lessons and everything like that. So I was like really over budget, but I have a budget spreadsheet. And over the past like month, I've been doing really, really well with my budget. I've been like focusing a lot more on like, okay, what can I do to spend less? And I've now brought it right back down to like the budget that it's supposed to be, which was like all my accommodations and the salsa lessons and everything that I've done has been less than £1,000 a month, which is great. Like that's such an affordable backpacking destination. And I've loved Colombia. It's so diverse, literally like one of the most diverse countries I've ever been to in my life. Highly recommend it for when coronavirus is over, obviously. People keep asking for like 2 weeks when you come, so cancel your travel plans right now, because it's not a good time to travel. But in the future, I highly recommend Colombia. Hello, this is Alejandro from Argentina, who's in my dorm room. You'll see Alejandro in vlogs because we went to the desert together. It's live, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Is there any other questions? Oh, I've like scrolled up to the part where it's like it's frozen. How are you getting on with the shampoo and conditioner? Like they're still going strong, and like I've still got like a significant amount left, and I've been using them for over 3 months now, so they've lasted such a long time. I highly recommend buying a soap saver to go with it. I brought a soap saver with me on this trip, and it's just been great to dry them out before putting them back in the tins. I've just had one incident where I did not do that, and my shampoo got really stuck to the tin, and it was very annoying trying to get it out. I don't think I'm going to be carrying on with the shampoo bars and conditioner bars when I get back home to the UK, just because it's not as nice as using a liquid, but for the fact that you're not carrying a liquid as you travel, and it's so small and it lasts such a long time, I highly recommend them for travel. Oh, Leah, you are such a legend. You just delete messages straight away. Leah is moderating the comments right now, and she's doing a really good job. Because I said, if you just joined, I said at the beginning of the live stream that like I don't want any panic comments about coronavirus. That's not what this live stream is about. I want positive vibes, and yeah, we're all in this together. We all just have to think logistically, think positively, and do what we can for a better future. Leah, any more corona comments will be deleted. Yeah, we're doing a Q&A now, by the way, guys, in the comments. What's your favorite swimwear brand for bustier girls? Support but still cute. Do you know what, Rosie? I really, really struggle with finding swimwear. I wouldn't say, I mean, there are brands, personally, just try on every bikini from every shop and hope that at least one will fit me well. I really actually like my Gymshark bikini top that I recently got. Yeah, it fits me really well, and I'm not falling out of it, and like it also like pushes things up quite nicely. So yeah, I recommend trying out Gymshark bikinis, that especially if you're wanting to wear it for like water activities. How do you travel in places where you don't know the language? Good question, Katie. We are lucky as English speakers that majority of countries in the world speak English. Colombia is not necessarily one of them. Like, you will find people who do speak English, but I would actually say the majority of people that you will come across here have very little or no English. So if you know that you're going to a country where you know it's going to be like that, like in a lot of Latin America where everyone speaks Spanish or Portuguese, you just have to learn the basics beforehand. You have to learn the basics that you know will get you by. Like, how much is this? How do I get to this place? Where is this? Hello, how are you? Where are you from? Like all those, just like the basics, but use Duolingo. I was using Duolingo a lot before I came to Colombia, and I learned a lot of vocabulary, but also going to Spanish school really helped me as well, learning the basics. Other than that, just try and make friends with people who do speak the local language, like Alejandro, for example, who helped me a lot in the desert when I couldn't figure out what people were saying. Please do an unpacking video when you return. 100%. I will be doing a packing video. I will be going through with you like a big review of my backpack and what I thought of it, and also everything that I've packed, whether I liked it, whether I didn't like it, if there was anything that I regretted. Yes, I will definitely be doing that video, but that will be like after all the vlogs have come out. Favorite Eurovision song? I don't know. I haven't seen Eurovision in years. Is Ecuador next? Asks Shetanya85. No, I'm going to try. If you were not here for the beginning, I'm going to try and get you back up to speed with what I've just said. So I'm not going to Ecuador anymore. I actually haven't been. That wasn't on the cards for a few weeks. My plan was to go actually to El Salvador. That was like my new plan. But given the current circumstances, I can't go there either. And I've made the decision that I'm not going to be traveling anywhere right now. I'm not going to be leaving Colombia. I'm going to be staying here, lying low, doing something productive with my time, taking things day by day until I make a decision that it's a good idea to go elsewhere. And that might be back home to England if that's the best option for me. Cello Ab says, I have a question for you, but then hasn't written the question, or at least I can't see it. I found Rosetta Stone better than the Spanish lessons I took. Oh yeah, Rosetta Stone is a really, really great online language learning service. For me, I've tried Rosetta Stone, I've tried, oh my God, what was it even called? Lingoda and Duolingo. Rosetta Stone is definitely the best, but obviously it's a paid service. Duolingo is free, but yeah, Rosetta Stone is a really good one. But one day. What's your next big trip once? Oh no, what's your next big trip once the virus is over? Oh, I've been thinking about this recently, actually. So hopefully, if things do blow over in the next 6 months or so, and we can all go back to normal. I'm definitely going to be going to Australia for Christmas again, as my parents were all flying over. We're all going to be back in Perth for Christmas and New Year this year, which is exciting. And I've been trying to think of another country that not Bali, like the whole of Indonesia and perhaps Borneo as well. That's really, really intriguing me. Also India. Maybe like solo backpacking India for a few months. I don't know if I'm ready for India. India sounds so intense. I know I do want to do it solo. I love traveling solo. It's so much better than traveling in a group, in my personal opinion. Like, you could just do whatever you want. Do you have any tips on how to learn dancing salsa by myself? I'm trying to stay entertained in quarantine. That's a fun thing to do whilst you're in quarantine. There must be YouTube tutorials out there. There must be. Like, just type in like salsa basics on YouTube and see what you can come up with. And please send me the video. I would love to see you learning salsa in quarantine. When going on a gap year, where is the best place to start to make it less overwhelming? Also, can you or do you have a video about starting a business? Let me answer that first question first. When going on a gap year, where is the best place to start to make it less overwhelming? It's a very subjective question. I always think Australia is a good place to start, because it's a Western country. You'll have many similarities to your home country. It's just a bit more expensive. But honestly, I think you could start anywhere. But I think a really good way to start a gap year is by doing a group tour. If you're in Australia, I highly recommend the Welcome to Travel tour. Or elsewhere in the world, you've got like Contiki, just give you a sense for travel, give you a feel for being by yourself, but not completely by yourself. And yeah, I think that's a really nice way to like start a trip. You feel comfortable and you're kind of eased into it. Why were you thinking of El Salvador? Good question, Alejandra. I think I've always had a curiosity with El Salvador, because I traveled Central America in 2015, going from Panama to Mexico. I did all the countries except El Salvador. And the reason I didn't go to El Salvador is because everyone said, it's far too dangerous, it's far too dangerous. And so I was like, okay, I'll stay away, I'll stay away. And what I have learned basically from speaking to travelers who have been to the country, speaking to people who are from the country, El Salvador is not really any more dangerous than any of the other countries around it. It's just specific areas in El Salvador which you want to avoid. But that is the same in many countries. In most countries in the world, there's always specific areas which you don't want to go to because they are not safe. But the rest of the country, and normally the places which are most common for tourists and backpackers, are completely safe because there are police there and it's monitored. And El Salvador looks amazing. So there's a little beach town called El Tunco, and it's really popular with surfing, and it's just like a super chill, cool, surfy backpacker vibe. And they also have some incredible volcanoes there, which you can do some really nice hiking around, which I think looks really nice. It's not too big of a country. It's not overwhelmingly big, so I'd probably only spend like 2 weeks there, maybe 3. Yeah, that's why I wanted to go to El Salvador. And it wasn't a case of like, I don't want to go to Ecuador anymore. It was more just El Salvador moved higher up on the priority list. I still would like to go to Ecuador one day, but yeah, another time. And well, I can't go there now anyway, but normally it has prawns, or it might be like a vegetarian one with spinach, but like there'll be like mascarpone and cheddar and sun-dried tomato. Gacha Foodie 101. How's the food in Colombia? It's okay. Like, it's like rice and meat, and there's this food called arepa, and it's like a corn in Colombia. Personally, I'm not like a big foodie. I'm never like super fussed about food in particular destinations. So yeah. Hello from Roswell. Where's Roswell? Is that in the States? How is the backpacking culture in Colombia compared to Southeast Asian countries? Age ranges of travelers, except very much similar in the fact that there is many hostels here in Colombia and everyone's wanting to meet everyone. It's a really good vibe. You don't where I find a big part of backpacking culture in Southeast Asia is scooters, getting around on scooters. You don't have that here in Colombia. If you want to rent a scooter, it's way too expensive and just no one does it. So you just get around by like taxis and public transport. So that makes things a little bit more difficult when you're just like exploring a certain destination, or just like a little bit more expensive, but like it doesn't make a big difference. As for the age ranges, I would say that generally it's a little bit older here in Colombia. So I'd say like in Southeast Asia, your average is like 18 to 30, maybe 18 to 35. I would say in South America, or I've experienced 23 to 40. Yeah, I meet a lot of people like in their late 20s and in their young 30s. And yeah, but I can never guess people's ages anyway. Someone could be 20 or they could be 40 and I'd be like, maybe not that big of a difference, but you know what I mean. Everyone's here for the same reason anyway. So New Mexico. Oh, Roswell's in New Mexico. Okay, learn something new every day. When you first started backpacking and before you were big on YouTube, did you have a budget that you left home with, knowing it could potentially run out and you would have to go back home? I had a backpacking budget. Yes, for sure, which I definitely tried to stick to. I was a way cheaper backpacker when I was like 20 years old doing Thailand and all of this. Way cheaper backpacker, but I was privileged to know that if I ran out of money, I could ask my parents for more. So yeah, very privileged to be in that position. But had I not, yes, it would have been a case of like, you've got to save enough money to fly home if you run out of money. Yeah, I always think it's a good idea to budget before you go and keep a track of that budget, because otherwise you could land yourself in a sticky situation. Fave place on the east coast of Australia, asks Ali. Favorite place? That's a good question. I don't know. Gold Coast or Sydney? Great Barrier Reef? I don't know. Oh, that's a good question, which I don't know the answer to. I like all of Australia. Lighter to carry around. I find the fact that I can open it out like a suitcase perfect for me, like rather than having a top loading backpack. It's just so much easier. It's not a backpack for hiking because of the shape of it, because it like goes out quite far, like more like a snail shell. It's not good for long hikes, but I don't go on long hikes with my backpack anyway. It's literally just a means of carrying it onto buses, getting from hostel to hostel. So yeah, for me, it's been perfect, but I will be doing a full review of that in a whole video on my channel. Are there any stereotypes around backpackers? That's a good question. And yeah, I definitely think there are stereotypes which you come across. I don't know which stereotype I fall into. Maybe I should make a whole video on that, actually. I can't think like at the top of my head right now, but yeah, I think that would be quite a funny video going into backpacker stereotypes. Luz Ronios, the Jester, says, I used a wheelchair all the time. How easy accessible is it in Colombia and the similar places? Yeah, Colombia is, in my experience where I've been going, it's unfortunately not wheelchair accessible much at all. Like, I don't think they have wheelchair access going onto the buses. My hostel, as much as I love it, there's no lift. yeah, it's got a long way to come, the country has, in terms of accessibility. But that's just in my experience of the places that I've been going to. Is that your house? Asks Karen Lynn. No, it's not my house. It's just it's the hostel rooftop that I'm staying in the town called Rio Hacha. So that's like, that's the bar area. So we get free breakfast there in the mornings. This is the pool where I've been sunbathing. There's a pizza slice to lay on, like a floaty. Oh, someone's just done. Thanks for years of great content and sharing the real side of travel, ups and downs. Thank you, Troy Perez 76. That's so kind. Oh my God, that's the first time that's ever happened. Oh, thank you. Madalena, is Brazil in your bucket list? 100%. It was never on the cards for this trip, and given the circumstances, I definitely won't be going on this trip now. But in the future, yes, Brazil, 100%. Cool Gamer says that is so freaking fancy. Yes, it is a fancy hostel. And guess what? I'm paying less than £6 a night for this hostel. It's amazing. Where would you like to return with your kids one day when you're traveling with them? Oh, good question. Everywhere? I want to bring my kids everywhere. I'm going to be so stoked when I have kids and just showing them the world. Will Solo be getting more products soon? I just touched on this like a while back. Oh my God, and I've been live for 45 minutes. We're going to have to end this soon. Okay, so last question. Will Solo be getting more products soon? I'm working on it, but unfortunately things are very slow with coronavirus and with me being in Colombia. I had a package sent to me in Colombia with samples of some amazing new products, and I think it's got lost in the post. So that's really, really sucked, and I'm sorry, but as soon as we can, we will get things up and running again. This is not the end of new Solo products. I'm still so excited about it. I'm frustrated that it's taking a long time, but no, we are working on it, and there's some really cool stuff that's going to be coming in the future. So that is the end of the Q&A. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. To recap, stay safe, wash your hands, don't travel anywhere right now. Look at World Health Organization, look at gov.uk if you want any advice on the coronavirus. Don't ask people like me. I have no idea. I've just been telling you, like, logistically what I think is best for me. Stay positive. Please, 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 whatever situation you're in, stay positive. Think of how you can be productive with your time, especially if you're in quarantine or something like this. There's always something that we can be doing to better ourselves. And if you do that, you're going to come out a step ahead of everyone else who has been doing something very unproductive with their time during this very difficult time in the world.